The movie opens at night in the Arizona desert. We meet Wayne Gray, a young man practicing for his firefighter exam in an old shack. He is using a mannequin as a victim and timing himself. The event. Suddenly a massive meteorite streaks across the sky and slams into the desert nearby. The first contact. Wayne drives his car to the impact site, a smoking crater. As he looks down, the meteorite is glowing. In a classic comedic beat, the meteorite doesn't just sit there, it emits a strange sound, and Wayne barely escapes as his car is swallowed into the shifting sands of the crater. The scene shifts to a local community college. We meet Dr. Ira Kane, a disgraced former government scientist, and Harry Block, a geology professor and women's volleyball coach. From the start, it's clear these aren't your typical action heroes. They are underfunded, slightly cynical, and looking for a big break. They hear about the meteorite and head out to the site to collect samples, hoping it might contain rare minerals or even just something to help them get a research grant. Ira and Harry enter the cavern where the meteorite landed. The ooze. They find the rock, but it isn't just a rock. It is bleeding, a thick, blue, translucent liquid. The first sign of life. Ira takes a sample of the blue fluid on a slide. Even without a high-tech lab, he notices something impossible. The organisms in the fluid are dividing and evolving right before his eyes. Ira realizes this isn't just space dust. He says, "It's not just organic, it's alive." They take the samples back to their small college lab. This is where the science of the movie is established. Rapid evolution. Ira looks through the microscope and sees single-celled organisms evolving into multi-celled organisms in seconds. He calculates that these aliens are doing in minutes what took Earth billions of years to do. Just as they realize they have discovered the greatest biological find in human history, they find a small, flatworm-like creature on the lab table that wasn't there a moment ago. The evolution has already moved from the microscopic to the visible. Back in the college lab, Ira and Harry are observing the sample they brought back. The mutation. They find a small multi-celled organism, a strange pale flatworm, crawling on the desk. It didn't just come from the meteorite, it evolved from the blue liquid in the jar within an hour. The oxygen problem. When the worm crawls out of the mist of the alien environment and hits Earth's oxygen, it dies instantly. This establishes a key plot point. The aliens are currently trapped in the cave's atmosphere because oxygen is poisonous to them. For now, Ira and Harry return to the crash site, expecting to see more worms. Instead, the entire cave has transformed. The alien jungle. In just 24 hours, the cave has become a lush, glowing rainforest. There are bizarre plants, fungi, and hundreds of different species of flatworms and jellyfish-like creatures floating in the air. The pace of growth. Ira notes that the ecosystem is developing at an exponential rate. It has moved from Precambrian to Paleozoic in a single day. Just as the professors are documenting their find, the U.S. Army arrives in full force. The conflict. We meet General Woodman. There is immediate tension because Ira used to work for the military but was fired after a vaccine incident that went wrong. The general treats Ira with total contempt. The seizure. The military declares the site a matter of national security. They seize all of Ira and Harry's research, equipment, and even their hard drives. They are kicked off the site of the greatest discovery in history. As they are being escorted out, Ira literally bumps into Dr. Allison Reed, played by Julianne Moore, a scientist from the CDC. The clumsy trope. The movie introduces her with a running gag. She is highly professional but physically clumsy, immediately tripping and falling. The rivalry. She is cold toward Ira, siding with the military's containment first policy. This sets up the romantic and professional friction that lasts throughout the film. The warning. Before leaving, Ira tries to warn them that they don't understand the speed of what they are dealing with, but he is ignored. Ira and Harry try to fight back against the military seizing their work. The courtroom. They take General Woodman to court to get an injunction to reclaim their site. However, the military brings up Ira's past, specifically a botched Great Rift Valley anthrax vaccine that caused disastrous side effects. The result. The judge sides with the army, calling Ira a disgrace. This leaves our heroes with nothing but their pride and a few stolen samples. The scene shifts back to the cave, but the mist environment is changing. Oxygen adaptation. A small crustacean-like creature, looking like a cross between a crab and a bug, crawls out of the cave. Unlike the flatworms from earlier, this one does not die when it hits the air. The implication: this is a huge moment in the movie's evolutionary logic. The aliens have successfully evolved to breathe Earth's oxygen. They are no longer trapped underground. This is one of the most famous comedic sequences in the film. A wealthy woman is relaxing at a nearby country club when she hears a noise in her kitchen. A dog-sized, pale, multi-legged alien creature has found its way into her house. It's ugly, slimy, and looking for food. The creature isn't a monster in the scary sense. It acts more like a confused wild animal. It wreaks havoc in the kitchen, eating everything in sight, which highlights that these aliens have an incredibly high metabolism because they are growing so fast. Ira, Harry, and Wayne, the wannabe firefighter who witnessed the crash, reunite near the golf course. Dead aliens. They find several dead alien creatures scattered on the grass. The autopsy. Ira performs a field autopsy and realizes these creatures died because they evolved too fast. Their internal organs couldn't keep up with their external growth. The warning sign. While these specific ones died, Ira realizes that the trial and error of evolution means that eventually a version will be born that survives perfectly. The town of Glen Canyon is now officially a hunting ground. Ira, Harry, and Wayne are investigating the outskirts of town. They find a dead, pterodactyl-like creature in a resident's swimming pool. The biological error. Ira examines the creature and realizes it died because it couldn't breathe Earth's air for long. It's another example of evolutionary trial and error. They realize that while the creatures in the cave are thriving, the ones that escape to the surface are still struggling to adapt, but they are getting closer with every new generation. A flying, dragon-like alien has successfully evolved to survive longer in the atmosphere and has flown into a local shopping mall. The scene: the mall is full of shoppers when the creature starts screeching from the rafters. It's terrifying, but the movie keeps the tone light. Our heroes arrive to hunt the creature. Harry tries to lure the alien down by mimicking its mating call. He makes a high-pitched, ridiculous sound that Ira jokes sounds like a distressed Celine Dion. The alien dives at them, and after a clumsy chase through the mall, they manage to shoot it down. This is the first time the public really sees what they are up against. The scene cuts to a nearby home where a mother hears a noise in her baby's room. For a moment, it feels like a horror movie. She looks into the crib and sees a small, pale, humanoid-looking alien. The creature isn't trying to hurt the baby. It's actually stealing the baby's pacifier. It's a classic evolution joke. This even shows that the aliens are quirky. However, it shows that the aliens are now entering homes and are becoming primates, more intelligent. After the mall incident, the military, led by General Woodman and Allison Reed, arrives to take the creature's body. The argument: Ira and the general have another heated exchange. Ira warns the general that the aliens are adapting to the atmosphere far faster than the military's containment plan can handle. Allison's doubt. For the first time, you see Dr. Allison Reed start to doubt the general. She looks at Ira's data and realizes he might be right about the exponential growth of the organisms. General Woodman holds a high-level briefing at the site. The military has set up a massive containment dome over the meteorite crash site. The general believes he has the situation under control. His plan is simple: incinerate the site. He wants to use high-temperature explosives, napalm, to burn out the alien life. Ira's warning. Ira and Harry sneak into the briefing. Ira tries to warn them that fire might not work the way they think. He argues that the aliens thrive on energy and heat, but the general mocks him and has them escorted out. Dr. Allison Reed realizes the general is being blinded by his ego. She looks at the latest scans and sees that the alien biomass is growing underneath the ground, spreading far beyond the cave. She meets Ira and Harry in the parking lot. In a funny moment of professional bonding, she hands over the military's top-secret data files to Ira. She finally admits that the military's plan is dangerous, and that Ira is the only one who truly understands the aliens' biology. While the military prepares the bombs, a new species emerges inside the containment zone. The primate stage. The evolution has reached the simian or ape stage. These creatures are blue, muscular, and much more intelligent than the dragons or dogs from earlier. The apes attack the soldiers inside the dome. It's a chaotic scene that proves the aliens are now capable of coordinated combat. The military realizes they are losing control of the perimeter. The general, panicked by the ape attack, orders the immediate commencement of the airstrike. The strike. Fighter jets fly over and drop tons of napalm into the canyon. At first, it looks like a victory. The fire consumes the forest and the creatures. The soldiers cheer, thinking they have won the war against the invaders. The oh no moment. Ira and his team watch from a distance. As the fire burns, the ground doesn't stay scorched. It starts to pulse. The napalm strike, which was supposed to kill the aliens, does the exact opposite. Instead of burning to ash, the alien biomass absorbs the heat. Because these organisms evolved based on energy, the massive blast of heat acts like super fuel. The entire canyon begins to shake. The thousands of individual creatures melt together into one single, massive, mountain-sized amoeba, the threat. This giant blob starts expanding toward the town. It is so big that it threatens to consume everything in its path. The military is paralyzed. Their biggest weapon only made the enemy stronger. Ira, Harry, and Allison flee to a small classroom to find a way to stop a creature that eats fire. Ira realizes that since the aliens are nitrogen-based, they must have a biological weakness, just like humans, carbon-based life do. On the periodic table, arsenic is poisonous to carbon-based life, humans. Ira looks at the table to see what is in the same relative position to nitrogen. The answer is selenium. If they can get enough selenium into the giant amoeba, it should trigger a massive chemical reaction that destroys its cells. The team realizes they don't have time to get pure selenium from a lab. They need a massive amount of it now. The aha moment. The students in the room point out that selenium sulfide is the active ingredient in Head & Shoulders dandruff. The plan. They realize that if they can get a whole truckload of shampoo, they can use it as a chemical weapon against the giant alien. The team needs a way to deliver the shampoo. They turn to Wayne Gray, who has been trying to become a firefighter the whole movie. They borrow a fire truck. Instead of filling it with water, they start dumping hundreds of bottles of Head & Shoulders into the tank. The squad. The team is now fully formed. Ira, Harry, Allison, and Wayne. They look like a DIY version of the Ghostbusters, ready to take on a giant blob with hair care products. The military is in full retreat as the massive pulsing alien mass grows to the size of a city block. The creature isn't just sitting there. It's expanding rhythmically, like a giant heart. It begins to tower over the military's perimeter fences and tanks. The panic. General Woodman realizes his napalm strike created a monster he can't stop. The military prepares to evacuate the entire area, basically giving up on the town of Glen Canyon. While everyone else is running away, our heroes, Ira, Harry, Allison, and Wayne, are driving toward the monster in their stolen fire truck. The payload. The truck is filled with thousands of gallons of Head & Shoulders shampoo. Ira explains that they need to find a soft spot, or an orifice on the giant organism to pump the selenium directly into its system. If they just spray it on the outside, the skin might be too thick to absorb it. The team drives the fire truck directly underneath the pulsing mass of the giant amoeba. The gross out factor. This scene is famous for its creature effects. The bottom of the alien is covered in strange, gooey membranes and massive valves. Harry's big moment. In a very funny and slightly gross scene, the team realizes the only way to get the shampoo inside is to insert the fire hose into the creature's rectal opening, the sphincter. Harry is the one who has to handle the hose, leading to a lot of physical comedy as he struggles with the slippery alien surface. The team finally secures the hose and signals Wayne to let it rip. The injection. Thousands of gallons of blue shampoo are pumped into the giant organism. The alien doesn't like it. It starts to ripple and change color. You can see the selenium sulfide reacting with the nitrogen-based chemistry of the monster. Ira warns that the chemical reaction is going to be explosive. They have only seconds to get the fire truck out of there before the entire mountain of alien meat detonates. Instead of a fiery explosion, the alien bursts into millions of pieces of blue, gooey meat that rain down over the entire desert and the military camp. It's a gross but victorious moment. The victory: everyone is covered in alien slime, but the threat is gone. The community college guys have officially saved the planet. General Woodman, who spent the whole movie mocking Ira and Harry, has to face the reality of his failure. The confrontation: Ira and Harry confront the general in front of his troops. In a satisfying moment of revenge, Harry, who was humiliated by the general earlier, gets to deliver a final insult. The reward: even though they saved the world, the professors don't want medals. They just want their jobs back and maybe a little respect. The professional rivalry between Ira and Allison Reed finally turns into a romance. The kiss. After being covered in slime and surviving a giant monster, they finally share a kiss. The partnership. It's implied that Allison will leave the CDC to work with the guys, forming a new team of scientific researchers who are actually ready for the next weird thing that happens. The movie ends with a meta-comedy twist that breaks the fourth wall. The main characters, Ira, Harry, and Wayne, appear in what looks like a real television commercial for Head & Shoulders. They look directly at the camera and explain that while the shampoo is great for killing giant nitrogen-based aliens, it's also great for flakes. They sing a little jingle and dance, ending the movie on a totally absurd and funny note. This reinforces that the entire movie was a comedy meant to be fun and not taken too seriously.